I tell you what, this camera is a line in the sand. Any gang stalkers that come along knocking, trying to cross that line, I will record them and expose them to the world. So those gang stalkers better watch themselves.
In one of my previous videos, Gang Stalker tries to cause a scene over camera. A perp threatens to call the police after I refuse to answer him. In that video, I briefly mentioned that the threat of police is never far away from the mouths of community harassment agents that I deal with, as it's useful to them as a bullying tool and a controlling mechanism. I also talked about how it's used to project power and privilege, as if the police are a private security force at the beck and call of harassment agents as part of some perverted neighborhood watch scheme. It's also used as a trigger to get me emotionally involved and to draw me into a response. I've put a link to that video in the description. Since I have responded quite angrily to threats of police in the past, I'm sure it forms part of the profile that this organized network of community harassment agents has on me. The reason I've responded angrily in the past is because perps often don't even need a genuine excuse to call the police or to threaten to call them. They either tell an outright lie or they grossly exaggerate events, doing their best to make sure that the police arrive and approach the situation with a heightened but unwarranted sense of urgency that I'm a threat to others. Situations like this typically happen when I'm most at peace, minding my own business, obviously enjoying myself, and immersed in what I'm doing, or when I'm ignoring the attempts of harassment agents to capture my attention. This video is a good example of the latter and demonstrates how easily perps resort to threatening to call the police on me when I don't respond to them. On this occasion, a perp approaches me, asking if I know where the drop-off point for returning library books is. How did I know she's a perp? Just a gut feeling based on years and years of experience with encounters like this. I repeatedly shrug my shoulders and shake my head because I don't know. I'm deeply immersed in what I'm doing, and mostly because I suspect she's a perp. My suspicions are once again confirmed when she suddenly starts threatening to call the police for no reason at all as she walks away and disappears around the corner, spitefully nodding while looking back at me with a knowing smile on her face. Now, some people might call me paranoid, but I think others would agree that threatening to call the police because someone chooses not to verbally answer your query is not normal or reasonable behavior, but it is one of the identifying behavioral characteristics of the community harassment agents I've come across. My instincts were right, so I just smile and quietly continue to do what I'm doing, secure in the knowledge that my body cam has recorded the whole thing and I've got it on video.
How you going there? You don't know where is the chute to put the books in the library? Excuse me? You okay there? Parlez français? Library? The chute, you know?
One more time.
gonna call the police.